Hello, witches and wizards. In today's video, we'll explore 7 famous spells created by none other than Severus Snape, also known by the mysterious title of the Half-Blood Prince. Through these spells, you'll gain a deeper understanding of just how powerful this wizard was, truly one of the most formidable to have ever existed. Snape not only mastered the art of potion making, but also created spells that significantly impacted the wizarding world. Throughout the video, we'll delve into each of these spells, analyzing their effects and the roles they played in the Harry Potter stories. Get ready for a fascinating journey through the magical legacy of Severus Snape. Our story begins when Harry Potter, during his first potions class with Professor Horace Slughorn, realizes he doesn't have a book to follow along. Slughorn, noticing the situation, quickly points out an extra copy stored in the room. This seemingly ordinary book turns out to be a treasure trove for Harry, who is eager to impress the new professor. Upon opening the book, a phrase on the first page catches his attention. This book is the property of the Half-Blood Prince. As the classes progress, Harry notices something curious. The book isn't just a potion manual. It contains numerous marginal notes, like a secret guide that simplifies the preparation of each potion. Following these tips, Harry achieves impressive results, far beyond what he could have accomplished with the standard instructions alone. However, the book holds even more surprises. Among the notes, Harry discovers unknown, powerful, and even dangerous spells. One of the most notable spells is Sectum Sempra, which Harry, in a tense moment, casts at Draco Malfoy. The name of the spell has a dark origin, derived from Latin. Sectum means cut, and Sempra means always. Sectum Sempra is a dark curse that acts like an invisible blade, causing deep cuts and significant blood loss. Snape recorded this spell in detail in his own copy of Advanced Potion making it a dangerous and unique creation. Prepare to learn more about these spells created by the Half-Blood Prince and uncover the secret legacy of Snape. After learning the Sectum Sempra spell, Harry Potter, in a moment of conflict, decides to use it against Draco Malfoy and even attempts to cast it at Snape himself. The professor, with his usual cold demeanor, responds, "You dare use my own spells against me, Potter?" Of course, Snape was more than prepared to handle the situation. The effect of Sectum Sempra is described in a striking manner. Blood spurted from Malfoy's face and chest as if he had been slashed by an invisible sword. He fell to the floor, his wand slipping from his hand. This dramatic scene showcases the power and severity of the spell, revealing how it can cause serious injuries and even loss of control during a duel. During the Battle of the Seven Potters, Snape tries to use Sectum Sempra against a Death Eater, but, in a tragic error, ends up hitting George Weasley's left ear. Remus Lupin, seeing the situation, explains to Hermione he lost an ear, courtesy of Snape. This line highlights not only Snape's skill as a wizard, but also the imprecise and often dangerous nature of spells like Sectum Sempra. Unfortunately, George's ear could not be restored, as wounds caused by dark curses rarely heal. The only known counter-curse for Sectum Sempra, which the Order of the Phoenix was unaware of, is Vulnera Sanentur. This spell was also created by Snape and is the only known way to treat the devastating effects of Sectum Sempra. Now, let's talk about Vulnera Sanentur, the second spell we'll explore in this video. The pronunciation of this spell is derived from Latin. Vulnus means wound, and sanere means to heal. For Vulnera Sanentur to work correctly, it must be recited 3 times. The first to stop the bleeding, the second to begin the healing process, and the third to complete the closing of the wounds. Additionally, the use of a magical plant called dittany is essential, as it aids in skin regeneration. The description of Vulnera Sanentur is poetic and powerful. Snape knelt beside Malfoy, passed his wand over the cuts, and murmured the spell as if it were a song. The flow of blood slowed, and after another repetition, the wounds began to close. This scene not only showcases Snape's skill as a healer, but also reveals his complexity as a character, capable of causing pain, but also of healing. Stay with us to discover more about the fascinating spells Snape left as his legacy. The third spell on our list is Levicorpus. The name of this spell comes from the Latin levare, meaning to lift, and corpus, meaning body. Thus, Levicorpus translates to lift the body. It's not exactly known when Severus Snape created it, but it's interesting to note that the Marauders, the group of friends consisting of James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew, were already familiar with this spell. According to Sirius, Snape arrived at Hogwarts knowing more curses than many seventh-year students. During Snape's school years, Levicorpus was a popular spell among students, though few knew he was its creator. Remus Lupin revealed that back then, it was common for students to be hoisted into the air by their ankles, causing laughter and embarrassment among their peers. Although Snape designed Levicorpus to be used non-verbally, it can also be cast verbally. A passage describing the spell's effect illustrates its effectiveness well. Pointing his wand and thinking Levicorpus, Ron was hoisted into the air upside down, as if held by an invisible hook. This scene shows the spell's power and how it can be used for fun or to humiliate others. In fourth place, we have the counter-curse to Levicorpus, Libracorpus. The name of this spell means free the body, derived from the Latin words liberare and corpus. Just like with Sectum Sempra, Snape created both the original spell and its counter-curse. A famous example of Levicorpus being used occurred when James Potter cast it on Snape and, at Lily's request, used Libracorpus to release him. Although James was never more powerful than Snape, it's important to note that he was always surrounded by the Marauders, and this dynamic between them is significant in the story. The fifth spell we'll explore is Muffliato. This spell is less threatening than Sectum Sempra and is more suited for everyday situations. When cast, it creates an indistinct buzzing sound in the ears of anyone nearby, preventing conversations from being overheard. Muffliato was created between 1971 and 1978 and was taught to students by Professor Flitwick during the 1988 to 1989 school year. Harry and his friends frequently used this spell to ensure privacy in their conversations. A passage that exemplifies its use states, "The Muffliato spell was the most useful of all, allowing for long conversations in the classroom without being overheard. This feature makes Muffliato a valuable spell for those who wish to keep their secrets safe." Keep following us as we explore more fascinating spells created by Severus Snape. The sixth spell on our list is Langlock. Like Muffliato, Langlock isn't particularly threatening, but can be quite useful in various situations. This spell causes the victim's tongue to stick to the roof of their mouth, making it impossible for them to speak. This makes it a practical tool in duels, as it prevents the opponent from reciting harmful incantations. A famous example of Langlock being used occurs when Harry casts it on Argus, Filch, and Peeves, resulting in laughter and applause from his peers. The description of this moment is quite amusing. Harry cast Langlock on Peeves, who flailed about but couldn't speak. This shows how the spell can be used humorously, in addition to its effectiveness in silencing an opponent. Finally, the last spell on our list is the Toenail Growing Curse. This curse is relatively harmless but produces amusing results, causing the victim's toenails to grow rapidly. A passage that illustrates this curse well states, "Harry tried out some of the prince's spells, including the toenail curse, and used it on Crabbe with hilarious results." This scene highlights the lighter, comedic side of magic, showing that not all spells created by Snape had grave consequences. The creation of spells is a complex process, and it's truly impressive to think that Snape invented so many during his youth, even without receiving the recognition he deserved. Many of these spells became widely used among witches and wizards. Snape was only 38 years old when he died, but his talent and potential were immense. Had he survived, it's likely he would have become one of the most powerful wizards in history, rivaling iconic figures like Dumbledore and Voldemort. These spells not only reflect Snape's genius, but also show how his life and creations are intertwined with the events of the wizarding world. Join us for more stories and curiosities about this fascinating magical universe. And that's it for today, witches and wizards. We hope you enjoyed exploring the spells created by Severus Snape with us. Remember to continue using AI and turning these ideas into amazing videos. We need you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. We also love hearing your thoughts, so if you have suggestions or ideas for what you'd like to see in future videos, leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for your support and for joining us. See you tomorrow. Yours magically.